Hey everyone, so moving here to Southern Texas, we knew there was gonna be a learning curve to growing things, especially when it comes to vegetables. And I'm looking around and I'm seeing everybody here in Southern Texas grow tomatoes already. Some people have started their seeds like as early as January 1st and put them in the ground or in containers on February 1st. So I feel like I'm way behind the power curve, but I'm really not, because I still got some seeds going, I still got some tomato plants growing, and a lot of people are saying that these are still good times to put them in the ground here in Southern Texas. But I'm looking around everywhere I go and everybody's got some tomatoes already going. At the store, we got a yellow jacket in my face. I don't like those guys. But at the store, they've got some, some of these tomato plants that are already pushing some small growth, and those will be ripe here in another 30, maybe less than 30 days. They'll be ripe and ready to go. But I can't wait. So I went and picked up a plant that has some tomatoes already coming, because I want to have some tomatoes already. I want to be able to taste what's growing in the garden. So in order to do that though, I need something to put them in, something that's going to help them produce and not worry too much as far as when I'm watering the kitchen garden. I want something that's going to do it on its own, not entirely on its own, but a self-watering tomato planter. So I got this one here from Vego Gardening. This is a self-watering rolling tomato planter with a trellis. Now, I've used self-watering tomato planters before, and they worked out pretty great because I didn't have to worry so much about the watering. But I'm excited to use this one because we did get the Vego gardening hose, and that was a hit. We absolutely love it, so I'm excited to try this one out. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it and set it up for you guys so you guys can take a look at it. So again, when opening all these boxes from Vego, one thing I've noticed is very easy to read instructions and a small manual here to do it, and it gives you all the information as far as what comes with it as well. I'm gonna open this up here, and right off the bat, I'm looking at the color that I chose because they have 3 different colors as well. I think it's 3 different colors. If not, I'll put it on the screen. But they have a couple of different colors, and I picked this green one here, and I absolutely loved the color when I looked at it. Let me pull this out so you guys can see it. It's a beautiful, I think it's called sage green. That's not right, I'll correct myself. But I love this color. I'm loving the way it looks. It's a self-watering container, nothing else in the box. So I'm gonna set that behind me here. And so just looking at the quality of the build, definitely very great quality, just like the hose reel. Plastic, but it looks like very durable plastic, nothing that's gonna break, nothing that's gonna really warp in the sun, because there's a lot of these plastic containers. I own one a few years back, and it was good plastic, but it was a little bit flimsy, and I can see that definitely taking a beating from the heat, especially here in Texas. All right, so opening up the rest of these boxes here, I'm just gonna take a look and see what we have in here. This is probably for the trellis here, and then these are parts for the trellis, so I'm going to put that there aside so I know exactly what's in there. Then this tube has, so this is the watering tube, so it's got the measurements here that tells you how much water is in there. There's a float in here, so when you put it in there, it's going to float up and it's going to show you that it's full, and as it goes down, it's telling you that that's how much water is being wasted or you need to refill it. So as I'm opening this up, I do want to say right off the bat, I'm loving that there's not that many parts to this thing. I'm not fidgeting with a whole bunch of different pieces all over the place. It looks fairly easy to put together. The whole thing is already set up, so there's not much assembly to go with that. And then these pieces right here to the trellis that I'm looking at, they look very, very sturdy. They're some type of steel, very sturdy. And the steel is almost the same color as a planter, and it matches it perfectly, so I love the way that looks. Kind of like a greenish gunmetal, nickel maybe, I don't know. Looks great though. First thing it says to do here is attach the wheels. I don't really want to attach the wheels because I'm gonna have it out here in the kitchen garden, and it's all, grass and dirt. I don't really want to attach them, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it for the sake of this video. Just gonna flip it upside down very easily. I mean, the wheels rotate, and it just can't be that easy, can it? Yeah, they just, wow. They don't really snap in there, but they're pretty snug. So I don't know. I don't see anybody losing them. So yeah, pretty cool. They fit snug. I don't see me losing them. I don't see them breaking because they're pretty much recessed in there, and it's just some small little wheels, so that looks pretty cool. All right, so moving along, push the water gauge into the planter as shown. So, got the water gauge here. There's a slot right here for it. Just gonna drop that in there, and that easily comes out. It's a little snug, but pretty easy to remove. I'm gonna turn the gauge towards the front so I can read that easily when I need to. I'm gonna start with the trellis real quick. So the first thing we wanna do is get our straight poles and curved poles into straight connectors and make 3 layers. All right, so I get my 4 poles, insert them here. Got my connectors right here that they have a little bit of a curve, so I'm assuming, yep, there we go. Put the curve, the inside of the curve facing inboard, and then gonna build this portion of it here. Okay, so this is, I like it. It's fairly easy. Not too difficult. All right, so I have to reposition you guys because this is a lot taller than I thought it was gonna be while I was sitting down there. So I'm doing the last ring here. All right, and then the top of the trellis here has a little T-shaped connector here that all these pieces go to. All right, and this last piece makes it feel 100 times sturdier than any normal tomato trellis cage there. I'm loving it. I love this. This is the prettiest tomato planter I've ever seen or owned, and I've only owned 2, but from what I've seen, this is the prettiest tomato planter. I love this color. This color is absolutely gorgeous. And then the color of the trellis, it looks more gray now that I'm looking at it. You know, I think my eyes were just tricking me looking at the container, but it kind of gives off that green color as well, but I'm loving the way it looks. Very beautiful, nice and sturdy trellis. I love that it has an enclosed top as well. Most trellises are open up at top, or tomato cages for that matter. But I'm loving the way it looks. It's a beautiful planter. I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is definitely one that I'm loving. So next thing I'm gonna do is put some soil in there, fill it up with water so you guys can see this gauge working. I'm excited to get going with this. And of course, I'm using my favorite soil for all potted plants here in the garden, and that's Espoma with the mycotoner net. Only because it has great moisture retention, but drains really, really well. Being that this is a self-watering container, I don't see me having to really add too much water to this all the time because it retains moisture really well. And of course, because like I said in the beginning of this video, I want to have tomatoes almost immediately. I know I can't do it immediately, but I can definitely help the process by adding some biotone. And I know I've said it just many, many times, but the biotone definitely helps with the root development and helps establish those roots very quickly to get all of its energy and concentration to the fruit. And here is that lovely tomato I told you guys about that has all this growth already. This is what I'm seeing here in Texas. This is what we're seeing here in Texas. I know some of you guys are just now getting some stuff to plant because of the season, but it's hot here in Texas. And so you're already seeing this growth in Texas. These tomatoes already putting on fruit. You're seeing flowers flowering everywhere. I mean, definitely feels like I'm behind the power curve. I know for you guys it may not seem like it, but I definitely feel like it. So I'm just excited to get this plant going. So probably should have done it before I put the trellis on, but we're gonna do this way. Put it in through one of the top rings there so we can move it around. So, get my tomato in there. Get the soil covered around it. And there we go. Look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill the self-watering container. Unfortunately, this is not a flat surface. The kitchen garden is not in a flat surface. It's crazy. I know it works that way. The last house had a slope in the front, but so I'm not gonna be able to fill it up properly. I'll do that later when I move it. But for the purpose of showing you guys, the great thing about self-watering containers, and I'm sorry if the sun's a little bright. The sun's about to go down, and it's just, I love the way it hits here. It just hits nicely in the kitchen garden. But anyways, the great thing about self-watering containers is that, and I know you guys use liquid fertilizer. Well, most of you do for tomatoes. You can use granular as well. We have a granular tomato fertilizer as well from Espoma, but I use the liquid tomato fertilizer. And the great thing about it, like I said, the self-watering, is that you can actually put it in the reservoir itself. So this is gonna be about 1 cap per half gallon. This holds about 2.5 gallons. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that now. Okay, so I've got enough fertilizer in there for the 2.5 gallons, and now I'm just gonna fill it until the gauge there reads full. You see that moving up slowly? Okay, so it's filled with water. Got my fertilizer in there, tomatoes planted. Overall, looks beautiful. Now I wanna talk about a few features. How does this actually water your tomato? Well, you see there's an insert. This piece comes out from the actual container itself. In the containers where it holds water, this insert comes out. It has 2 cups, almost like little pots that sit into the water, and that's what absorbs the water into the soil here. Okay, so now to address the sloping issue. So I mentioned that we're kind of on a slope here. In the back here, there is an overflow, so if you fill this up way too much, it's gonna come out the back. There's a tube there that is an overflow, and the water will come out so it doesn't overflow in here. But it also has a degrees setting. So if you're on a slope, you can actually set that to 30, 60, or 90 degrees. So whichever way you're on that slant, you just turn that and it'll start to overflow that way if it's on a bank. Okay guys, so that's gonna do it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me put this tomato planter together, because I'm excited for it. I'm ready to have some tomatoes going. And again, like I said, I had to go out and buy one so I could test this tomato planter and see how well it keeps my tomatoes watered, because you know, you can never have too many tomatoes in the garden. I got tomatoes planted all over the place, so I'm excited for that. But especially excited for this. I hope you guys like it because it's a beautiful looking tomato planter. Just love the color and the way the trellis goes with it. It just absolutely looks beautiful. I love the way it came out. I'm excited to buy some more products from Vego Gardening because, again, they sent us the reel. They sent us this. I have another thing coming from them that I'm definitely excited to show you guys. They've been such a great company to work with, and I'm excited to be able to show you guys all this stuff. But again, definitely take a look at their website. You're gonna find a lot of different products that are great for gardening. I would highly suggest trying this. I know I haven't used it for a full season, but I can see this definitely being a great product for tomatoes, whether it's on a patio or just in an odd spot you want. You can even probably have this inside with enough light to grow some tomatoes because it's rolling as well. So again, guys, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.